Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 61 Beetle. We are back on it, and hopefully this is going to be the last episode. I can't even remember what we did in the last episode. We got this thing running. We got it timed and tuned up, so on and so forth. If you haven't seen it, and after that, found out that all the push rod tubes are leaking like a sieve. So we're going to do the right thing. We're just going to put in some, I don't know, bolt-in style. I'm not using the spring style, which I typically use on this channel. It's just same, but different. We're going to use that on this engine. And hopefully after that, it's take it on the road because still got to put the bolt in the steering wheel. But other than that, this car is buttoned up. This is the last thing I was waiting on. The shit thing about it is now that everything's tuned in, dialed in, adjusted correctly, we got to take everything apart to get the push rods out. Yep. So that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, let me get this thing in the air and we're going to start gripping and ripping. It's probably going to be hopefully fast-paced just because, well, I've done this countless amount of times on this channel. So join me under the car. All right, guys, car's up. Let me show you. I think I showed it in the last episode, but it's been, a while since I recorded. So this is what we got going on. These push rod tubes are just hammered and just leaking like crazy. Main reason we're replacing them. Same thing, they're just leaking out the head. Nothing under here seems to have a major leak or anything like that. It's all dry. Rear main is dry, this area. A little weeping, but nothing that I'm just, immediately wanting to tear into the car or pull the engine for the owner. I think I've said that. If I, excuse me, if I feel the repair can wait and save you dollars, I'm definitely going to do it. Same thing on this side. This side looks drier, but if we're doing one side, we're going to do both. Yeah, I think I've said this. I'm not out to make a gajillion dollars doing Volkswagen repairs. It's a small market. Number one. Number two, younger people, not saying it's bad because I don't feel I'm old anyway, but younger generation, they don't give really too much crap about these cars, for lack of better terms. Lack of better terms in this current instance. They got a few bad things going for them. Well, modern generation and these cars. One, they're old. Why would you want an old car, in my opinion, that brain thought, duh. Why would you want an old car, for say 20 grand on the high side when you could go into debt with $70,000 over a new Camry or pickup truck? Take your choice. And the other bad thing about these cars, they are manual transmissions, meaning you don't get the luxury of not really paying attention. Well, unless you learn how to drive, then you could, eat, walk, chew gum, and do everything else, and you're fine. But let's not tell the new generation that, just due to the fact that they have problems eating Tide Pods. Anyways, all right, rockers. Hey, he kicked off. Now I got to turn down my radio. This is going great. Rocker simple. We'll just unbolt them and get them out of the way. I'm only going to do one side at a time. Say that now, but I'm probably going to rip both sides apart. Yeah, I don't know where the hell you guys want to stand. Stand there. Yeah, the 213s. Pop them out. And I've said this, I replace these with flange nuts. So, just gets rid of the washers and stuff. Crap, I need a cup. Cups for the push rod tubes. Pull your rocker shaft off. Boop. And this thing has been sitting for about a week, so there really shouldn't be too much oil in the crankcase. These are chromoly. I'm actually kind of happy we're tearing this apart, just due to the fact that I can tighten up the valve lash. The last video, I think I said loose zero on the valve lash. I had no idea that these were chrome. Moly push rods, real quick check. Just get a magnet. And if they stick, they're not aluminum. Am I zoomed in? I feel weird. Feels like my camera's off. But yeah, just pull them out. And set them down. All right, now the super easy part. I say that as probably everything's just gonna fight me. Grab yourself a screwdriver. Boop. Boop. Doctor. And just gently get in and pry them out of the way. Trash came today and I forgot to bring my trash can back here. Yeah, just get in there and just gently pry them down out of the way. You can use pliers. They're just aluminum or thin steel. You don't want to go crazy because you can crack a fin, crack your head, so on and so forth, if you're going nuts. The big thing is you do not want to crack your cooling fins. All right, once you got those expertly removed, just go back in and pick out your O-rings if there are any stuck behind, because, well, if these are in there, you're gonna have a bad day. Also, with this new kit, you need to order, they're not like the spring kits. This one you do need to order new seals for this because they don't come with them. All right, brake clean. Is that full? Nope. Why would it be? There's some in it. And because I buy it, I'm using every damn last drop. All right. Come on, just get in an area. Clean up whatever oil is on here. Same procedure I do on just engine rebuilds. I am going to RTV these the gaskets. So that hopefully they don't leak in like 2 weeks. I want at least 3 to 4 weeks of amazing service out of this engine. And when you're wiping, obviously, make sure, be aware of your scenario or situation. Situational awareness, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Don't, get any of this goop down the bore because, you don't want to induce a new style hone into your engine. More bike clean. if you get a little brake clean down your engine, it's not going to hurt anything. Don't freak out. If you watch this channel enough, you know these engines can take a bunch of abuse. You just don't want to, like, you know, drop everything down there. All right, clean that side, let that air dry a bit. Let's do the other side. By that I mean the other head side. Same, but different. You can go up some. I think that's my problem. I mean, I have many other problems, but that's definitely one of them. Altitude. Yeah, I was hoping to get this car on the road last week before the that 69 came back in, the red fire damage one. Project Blue Phoenix, which is now currently red. That was supposed to be test drive week, except, well, as always, developments happened, and we have major issues, mainly oil leaks. Now, it's a Volkswagen. They will leak. And I don't care if you say that, well, my Volkswagen doesn't leak. That's cool. You're one in a very few. Because every Volkswagen I have leaks. The only way I've seen them not leak is an over usage of like RTV or what, Buffalo spuge or whatever it is. Indian head stuff. And then you start leading yourself down the rabbit hole of even more issues of stuff and things. Mainly, you don't have to clean this side, but I'm here and there's no push rod tubes to, you know, run crap down, so I'm going to. What I mean by that is you don't have to clean the mounting flange part yet. You do have to clean that to put a gasket on. Anyway, digressing, regressing. New weird things. All right, we're going to set these up together. This is what I'm talking about. Beep. They don't come with, they're just the aluminum tube, so they don't come with these, the gaskets. Make sure you order them. Otherwise, you'll have a bad day. This is a, what, Das Auto kit? Das Auto parts? Maybe, possibly. Yeah. These guys. That's who makes it. First thing you do, pull them apart. Boop. Then spin these jam nuts all the way off. Because the O-ring that you need is, well, conveniently placed, which actually I don't mind. It's smart on their end. There. So remove said things. Take out said O-ring. I'm running out of fingers. Good thing I can count. Replace said nuts. Replace said O-ring. And these will go in like that, and that O-ring in theory seals. All right. As for the installation of these things, pretty straightforward. Get it to whatever size you need it. Like so, slide it in and push it out and then tighten everything. Like I said, I'm just going to put some RTV on this real quick so that it seals. And, well, then we'll do the tightening. Ow. It's up there. Yep. I suck at videoing. Let's lower you guys some. My tripod's being fun. All right. So, let me get some RTV on this. We know it's prepped or whatever. And we'll get this installed. Give me a second. All right, don't go crazy with this stuff. Just enough to do a thing. And slide it in. Pull your tube up. I personally like to try to run this gasket down, or the O-ring that's on here, as far down as possible by hand first to seat it before I run that jam nut down. Because if you try to run it down, I've had problems where they cut that O-ring. Not what you want, not ideal. And because I don't know where, pretty sure these are 25s, because I don't know where the hell that is. Just a normal wrench. You want to get it pretty much snug. And you'll know if this gold, basically if the gold part starts to spin, you know you're pretty much where you're at torque. You don't want to reef the ever-living crap out of these things, because that's where the probably the reputation of them leaking comes from. They're not designed to be you know, like 3,000 foot-pounds installed on here. Just on and snug. Also remember you're putting pressure on your head. So your head and block, because obviously you're spreading the thing. So don't just keep that in mind, I guess is what I'm getting at. Tighten your jam nut. Well, I need needle nose. I need to weight that one part down. Hopefully I have tape, which I probably do not. Ah! Or I do. Try not to mar the ever-living crap out of those. They're brand new. Just some needle nose vice grips. Tight enough not to go anywhere. But you don't want, you know, like I said, crimp them all the way down. Well, I gotta jam nut something. Gotta find another wrench. Shoot. Because like I said, I don't know where my 25 is. Which is kind of a problem right now. I just realized you have the up the nose angle. Yep. Another set of vice grips. Oh, I was looking for those. All right, let me find my other set of vice grips, and then we'll do what I said I was going to do. All I'm doing is tightening the snugging this jam nut down, so well it doesn't back off. I typically say other words. All right, jam nuts are tight. That shouldn't go anywhere. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, but there is still some flex in there. But it's sealed. That's all that matters. So let me go replace the boop, 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 other 4 of these on this side, and we'll button up this side of the engine. Like I said, then I'll just go over and do this side. by myself and lonesome. So I'll be back. Developments happen. As always, I will chime in. But it's going to be as straight. What is going on now with your legs? But it's going to be hopefully as straightforward as that all the way through. So I'll be right back. The tubes are in. They're in. Let's get this back to buttoned up. Push rod tubes. Beep, beep, boop, boop. My phone. Make sure they're in the lifters. I was thinking, I'm not going to adjust it to a loose 0. Yell at me in the comments if you want. See how it runs. It didn't sound too chattery. We'll see what it's at. If it's already on the tighter side after a run up, we're good. Usually these change adjustment anyway. When you take them off, I'm hoping that it's in my favor currently. I guess is what I'm getting at. Rockers. Just put them back where you found them. Or try to. There we go. Like I said, these are flange nuts. Same thing I use on all of these cars. Run them down together. That one's way loose. Are we just not down? They weren't loose to begin with. Like I said, they change. They do what they want. 25 foot-pounds, or whatever you guys want to put them at. I think spec is 25. That's a 15. Oh, the reason 15's on there is because I didn't show it. Check your head torque. It's good. It's a good time to check the bottom 4. There's one loose, not majorly. There's 4 more on the top. If you watch me rebuild engines, you know there's 4 up there. It just, you know, it's a good time to check it, I guess is what I'm getting at. Ladder. Get this on TDC 3. And see where we're at. What size are we? I mean, that'll work. It's wrong, but it will work. Remove the distributor cap so I know where the hell I'm at. And also when we go, oh, I was almost there. All right, that should be TDC 3, excuse me. Why are we super, super tight? Like, it can't be. That cannot be right. Oh, distributor's backwards in this one. I remember now. So 3 is actually 1. It's like that makes 0 sense on how that how those valves are sitting. All right, that should be 3. Indeed it is. actually feels good. All right, I am going to adjust them. Like I said, typically when you take these things apart, they do go out of adjustment slightly. And knowing these are now door knockers, and we got chromoly in here, I can just set them. Like I said, I do a loose 0, so it's touching and then back off some. I just want to hear some chatter like that. Not a lot. That compared to that, in other words. And then touching and then back it off. A little snug. Go just a little more on this one. And lock it down. Obviously, you can use a feeler wrench if you don't feel comfortable. But that's good. That one, a little too tight. Oh, jeez. More than one way. I mean, the push rod's in its bore, so I'm not worried about that. It's just got way out of whack. All right, I feel good with this. Number one, I just want to put a little more in or out. All right, we're good. We don't have like special rockers on here, do we? No. Just checking. All right, that, let me roll it over and we'll do 4. Exhaust. And this side will be buttoned. And I'll do the other side. Four should be like right here. Or that's 2. Having a distributor in backwards is really annoying, actually. Right, that's 1. So we should have a loose 4. Tighten this up just a bit. Again, nothing major. They're all, I would say, runnable as is. But just knowing we have chromoly, again, I want to tighten it up some. Because as the engine warms up, it'll get more chattery. In my experience, if you don't have them adjusted right. All right, we're good on this side. Let me knock out the other side, same procedure. Same, just different. Because it's the other side, but yeah, you'll get a look in there. All in there, and then under here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oop, you can't see what the hell I'm doing. You got the head bolts, so check those if you want. I've showed it in my videos, but all the tubes are in. So let me knock out that other side real quick, and I will be right back. All right, guys, push rods are in, covers on, valves are adjusted. Seeing how it's, if you watch this channel, I like to work at night, and I think we're going on 11. Yeah. We're going to test drive in the morning. So, finish buttoning this thing up, making sure everything, everything is correct. And take this thing out first thing. Typically, I drive with these off. I do have to dismount that front passenger wheel. If you've noticed, it's a black wall right now. These are just porter walls, but I like the black wall better. But I can't get it to seal. Woo! So I'm gonna have to put it on my tire machine, break it down, probably clean the bead seat and put some goop on there, and hopefully get it to seal. But I thought I had it. I did not. Let me get the other hubcaps. So I'm not driving around like a derp. This one's gonna come off again, but whatever. And we're gonna let it sit overnight. Well, as far as overnight's concerned, before I fire this thing up. I don't want to prematurely get this engine hot. I want everything basically to find its home, let the RTV dry, trying not to get any leaks, in other words. But yeah, the only other thing, it's got to crawl in, tighten the steering wheel. But if you ever see this, if I ever have a steering wheel off, I wait till I drive it a bit, and then I'll go back and put it together. Just so I can, redneck align it, if you will. But with that said, hopefully, join me on the road. Because from 11 o'clock tonight till whenever I get behind the wheel, I hope there's no developments. I really don't. Join me in the morning, afternoon, cracking noon. Plan. All right, guys, it is the next day. And as promised, my hip is locking up. Great. I'm getting old. It's the next day. I did do some things off camera because it was late last night and I just needed to get them done. Throttle cable, just threw a new one in. Nothing fancy. But there is a new cable in this thing. I completely forgot up until, I got into the car to get it off the rack and noticed the pedal was, not connected to anything. So we have a new cable in there, and I did end up moving that voltage regulator. I'll show you when we get back. Right now, it's at least warm out. This car doesn't have heat, so I was kind of actually forgot that part of this. When I said we were going to take it out in the morning, it's the afternoon right now. So this will be hopefully just a quick test drive, just due to the fact that I'm riding dirty. I don't have a tag on this car, so I just want to make sure the brakes work, the engine works, everything works, and then to get my own peace of mind to be able to let the owner take it. Again, steering wheel's not doing anything except for prosperity. So, redneck alignment. All right, let's see how she fires up this morning, and we'll find out how many leaks we have when we get back. Fire in the hole. Came off the high choke really quick. All right, I'm going to let this thing do its thing and move my stuff around. And next scene, hopefully you'll join us on the road or join me on the road. Yeah, plan. Well, unless the development happens and we don't leave the shop. Be back. All right, guys. Right off the rip, the car, it's running. Transmission feels okay so far. I've only used 2 of the gears, but the brakes are working. That's the key thing. The toodle's pretty good. I don't know what the hell just blew up. I fixed the dome light too. Well, by that I mean I put it in its hole. It's good. It's solid sounding. like I said, the brake. Brakes feel good. Trans is shifting really nice. Like I said, this is just a really short test drive. Like I said, I'm riding dirty. I'm not really happy with it. I don't want to test my shop's insurance policy if I run into something, or vice versa, something runs into me. But I know the engine's warm, like this jackass. I know the engine's warm and the brakes work. Trans is a little clunky. I think we'll have, I think he's going to have like a season out of this clutch. I also never put the carpet back down so I don't get full throttle. Well, I'm getting full. I just got to push through the carpet pad. One good thing is the, yeah, everything's running nicely. But yeah, let's just go back to the shop. Quick test drive. I didn't want to do anything extravagant. I'll show you back to the engine. Just wanted to get it heat and get some power in it. Quick loop around the block. Blinker? Blinker. All right. Very fast, uneventful test drive. Boop. Yep. Very fast and uneventful test drive. Like I said, the car doesn't have a plate, so I didn't want to go too crazy with it. Just in case, the random person wants to take me out. Like I said, I don't feel like really pressuring my shop's insurance on the he said, she said, something doesn't work clause. Or, an uninsured driver hitting me is really what I'm worried about. Because people may not understand, just because I have insurance doesn't mean I'm going to have a policy next week. So by taking these things out, I'm really... I'm betting on the house itself, which would be me. Kind of like why I like to do early test drives. But I digress and regress. Brakes work good. Blinkers are working. Everything on the car is operating as it should. So, yeah, hot start. No gas. Timing sounds good. Everything's tuned, I'd say, right where she needs to live. I might drop the idle down just a little bit. It is a bit high. There we go. It is a bit high for my liking. I'll do that right now. While you can hold me accountable. That is not a flathead. But she's running really nice. That's better. But yeah, it was just a little high. Like I said, everything's working. I do have to wire in the horn and figure out why it wants to beep whenever it wants to beep, because it should not do that thing. There's also supposed to be a wire, I'm pretty sure, coming through here to attach to the steering wheel, which I don't have. So I know there's a button somewhere here, right here. Boop, boop. I might just wire that in just to wire that in. But everything else, lights, headlights, You got to remember, we rewired, we rewired, shush. We rewired, oh man, am I having a stroke? We rewired this entire car, brought it back from the dead, did all the brakes on it, went through the engine to a certain extent. You know, it's been sitting for 5-6 years. I don't know what the life expectancy or how it was put away, but as of right now, it's a pretty solid unit. Let me unmount you, and I'll show you the engine bay, kind of moving the thing, and also want to see what kind of leaks we have. I'm hoping the push rods fixed a lot of it, but if you watch the engine building video or, you know, going through video, the cylinder heads were leaking as well. So I'm hoping by at least tightening those 4 bolts might have helped it a bit, but we'll find out. Give me a second. Let me get you unmounted, and we'll crawl back there once I get a flashlight. All right, guys, because I don't feel like putting you on your legs. We just got the GoPro rolling. I got to throw the back seat still in this thing. It's sitting over there. And I got one of my friends just blowing me up. Anywho's, last night progress, like I said, just threw a throttle cable in, nothing major. But mainly reroute the voltage regulator over there. Because if you remember, it was hanging out in the fan shroud and was doing the blah, 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 blah. No bueno. So it's at least over there. It's not on the heat. It's not doing anything weird. So it should be completely fine. The car's charging. It's running as it should. Everything, well, as far as a short test drive, like I said, because no plate, is as good as I can test it. The owner's going to have to put miles on it, get a plate on it, put miles on it. Like any revival, if something comes up, definitely let me know, because I will stand by it. But the big thing for me with this was make sure the engine was going to perform as it should. And as far as I can tell, it does. And the brakes, because I can tell you have a pedal. I'm not going to tell you how well your car stops. In other words, if it's going to dart to one side, dart to the other, maybe not stop, or just, you know, feel like you were putting in a bunch of effort for no reward. So that was key for mainly taking for a quick rip, was just knowing I'm going to give a car back that someone can jump in and drive, versus it could be good. Like I said, I value my life more than most people as far as customers go. So if I'm not going to get behind the wheel of it, I'm not going to stand by it. All right, as far as the oil leaks, do we fix any of them? Oh, I already see a drip. Shit. Oh, what do we got? Oh, that's on the tube. I don't know. I don't know where I'm pointing. We got that on tube. That's coming down from the head. I can live with that one. Like I said, the gas can. The head's leaking still, so again, can't do anything about that without like pulling the engine and completely rebuilding it. Which again, not the thing runs good. I was laying in floor dry. The car runs too good currently to warrant yanking the engine out. Like I said, I think we'll have a clutch in the future, but I think we can get a season out of it. And same thing here. We got one push rod coming down from the head, it looks like. So oil pan, oil sump, everything back there is looking dry. I know, terrible filming on my end. You got like all of the dad angles going on. But all right, I can live with that. Voltage regulator was moved. The clutch, like I said, we got about a season out of it. It'll be fine. I want to get, like I said, I need the owner to get miles on this thing to see what's, you know, basically truly what's up. If there's any other issues, because like I said, the car hasn't been driven, the engine runs, everything's good. It'd be a lot different if I knew it needed a clutch. We would have did the clutch for remain, all that stuff. But it ran when parked 5 years ago. Had no issue with getting it fired up again. There was a mouse house and it also needs to be blown out. I tried to blow it out, but my hair, I think, looks delightful as always. But currently in its current state, I'm very happy with the way it's shaped up. Like I said, I called the owner, and hopefully he gets back to me. But this thing's ready to go, and hopefully it you know, get some miles on it, and we'll see it back on the channel for whatever else that might have came up. I know he said he was going to take it to the body shop. It looks really good on camera, but there are scratches on the car. Not done by me, and like hood damage and stuff like that. So it might go right to the body shop, I think he was saying, to get done. And most likely, like we did with the Blue Phoenix, get it back and maybe resolve some issues after that, because, well, take them apart and they might not go back together the way that you expected them to, I guess. So with that said, car's done. Excuse me. Car's done. Gonna wire in the horn. Again, there are green wires. I think I showed them on this. There are green wires. I just gotta wire them in, because the horn does horn when the button was pushed, but it wasn't button pushing when it was done. Let me see. I think the horn's just put on wrong. Let me dick around with it and see if I can figure it out, because it did work off the ring and then it got stuck on. So I don't know if it's a shaft issue, a grounding issue, or if something is just screwed up completely. So let me dick around with this for a second, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, closing out this episode on 61. It's probably a very short episode. I didn't record as much as deadlines and all. You know, trying to get stuff done, waiting on parts, you know, just scramble. It's not as long as my typical episodes, I don't think. I haven't edited it yet. But anywho, the 61 is done. The owner's going to come tomorrow, pick it up, and hopefully enjoy this thing. Couple issues. Like I said, that tire keeps going down. I can't find a leak, but there is a leak. And the cylinder heads leak. Other than that, like I said, maybe another season out of the clutch. No, the rear main's not leaking. I'm not going to just pull the engine to put a clutch in when it's still operational. In other words, if the rear main was leaking, we'd address the clutch then. But like I said, I tried to save everybody money. I did wire in the horn. Couldn't get the horn button to work. It was wired, or the ring was installed wrong, but the horn does work. It's off of the button. He had it before, but it's, well, still there. So at least he knows where the button is. But everything else works. Wipers, blinkers, headlights, running lights, so on and so forth. I should tighten that screw. It was sticking out a lot. That's the adjuster screw. Huh, weird. I'm probably not going to touch it. Not going to lie. But yeah, car's good. It's ready to delivery. Completely, basically it's a brand new car at this point, minus the engine. But all the electrical's new. All the brakes are new. The engine's gone through. It's as reliable as the engine can be, obviously, with the caveat that it still has however many miles on it. But it's ready to be enjoyed. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going straight to the body shop or not, or if he's just going to enjoy it like this. Me, personally, it presents well. It looks well. Yeah, there's scratches or things. Stuff doesn't align right. But at the end of the day, you now have a running, driving car. So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna twist people's arms. But me personally, if this is my car, done, drive it. You've seen my gear on this channel. You know, I'd rather have a running, driving car than a show car. If I want a show car, actually, well, it's still buried in the back. Yep, that's how much I care about them, just due to the fact that once they can become shiny, I don't want to scratch them. But anywho, car's done. We'll move on to this Corvair next. I gotta scramble on that. I finally got parts for that one. But anywho, 61's done. If you like this episode, however it came out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one for a long form video, probably.